Hello, my name is Paul Richards and I'm with PTZOptics, and welcome to my virtual set. Today we're going to be talking about building virtual sets, and welcome to my island in the sky. With virtual sets you can basically do anything you want, and we're going to talk about how you can build them with vMix. We have a free download of a bunch of different virtual sets we've made and resources that you can use for backgrounds and foregrounds to create great virtual sets. Virtual sets can be used in all kinds of different scenarios. Let's take a look at what a virtual set would look like in a church. Here I am at the front podium, and I'm in the middle of a church here. We can zoom right in, and it looks like I am at the front of a church. Actually, let me just crop out this little bit of noise there. And it has to do with cropping. It has to do with setting up a background and a foreground, and we're going to talk about all of those things today. So let me just pull up this picture to my right over here, and what you're looking at is what the virtual set looks like in the setup. And what you can do is you can actually have a backdrop, a foreground, and then a talent. So the backdrop being the church background in the back here. You can choose anything you want for that. In fact, I'd feel more comfortable going with my, sticking on my cloud up here. And you pick your background. You see I have a little island and some cameras in the background. And then you pick your foreground. And my foreground is this little table that I'm sitting at here. So that's my table, that's my foreground. And then I am the quote-unquote talent, which I have a green screen in my background. If I turn my green screen off, just really quickly, you will see there's a green screen behind me. I've also cropped my image. As you can see here, I've cropped it a little bit so that I fit just perfectly in there. And cropping is a big part of how this all works. So, we've built our virtual background, we have our foreground, and then we have our green screen in the middle. At PTZOptics, we have a complete description of how this can all be done, and I'm just briefly going to walk you through it. The first thing you want to do is obviously choose your foreground and background, and then you want to sandwich them together with your green screen. In vMix, the way to do this, there's a couple different ways, and this tool actually that they have allows you to export your zoom settings. So your zoom settings are, you've got camera 1 preset, camera 2, camera 3, and these are zooming in and out of your background into your talent. So to do that, you can set those up, and then you can export that file, and it will create all the files you need for that specific virtual set. So once you've got your virtual set, there is still a little bit of tweaking that you might want to do, and I'm going to show this off here. So what you're looking at here is on the left-hand side, we've got our virtual set with our talent placed, and then on the right-hand side, what you're seeing is the config file. And the config file for vMix is a little bit more difficult than the config file that actually you can configure everything on the fly in Wirecast, and then there's also the ability to do this kind of stuff in a TriCaster as well. But you can see here that we can set an X and a Y coordinate and a zoom coordinate. And that is for our talent and our background. So that places the talent on the background. These zoom names here, the close-up, the medium shot, the full, and the custom, those can all be exported directly from vMix. So you might as well go ahead and set up everything, all those zooms where you want them, export them, then start working on your config file where you want to place your talent and where you want to place your foreground if you have one. So in this case, I did have a foreground as my podium, and I did have a talent as my behind my foreground. So I did need to match those two up when I created this shot here. So I had to put my talent in the spot that I needed it, and then I had to put my my podium there. So one of the great things about this is once you have it all set up, you've kind of got the ability to do a whole bunch of different presets. You know, here I am kind of small. I can zoom out all the way and make it look really fancy, and then of course zoom right in to me at a podium inside of a church. So we actually have free downloads to enhance your virtual sets in vMix. We've got a couple different church scenes that you can use. We've got some futuristic ones, which we thought were pretty cool. And then we're going to teach you guys how to customize the ones that are already there. vMix has got some great ones that are available for like kind of broadcast television studio style virtual studios. So we highly recommend downloading our free overlays kit. We have an overlay kit that you can use, and then we also have a virtual set kit. Free downloads off of our website. So I highly recommend that you use those to get started. We have a blog demonstrating everything that you need. Once you've got all the files in place, so a background file, a foreground file, your config file, all in place, you put that folder into your virtual sets folder in the applications folder of vMix. So vMix has a folder in your program files on Windows. There's a virtual set folder. You put that, every folder that you put in there will come up in vMix. And I'll just briefly show you what that looks like. Let's see here. Actually, I don't need to show that because that's actually pretty self-explanatory. But yeah, we're hoping that these virtual sets, we're going to give you guys what you need to do virtual sets with Wirecast, if that's what you use, and virtual sets in TriCaster. So we're going to give you all the resources that you might need. So hopefully that has been informative. And thank you for watching, and have a nice day.